Yo, what up, what up? This is your boy King Series, straight from Busy Home Beat. Yes, and today's video, people always contact me through my Instagram and my WhatsApp, saying most of the times when they mix their vocals sound actually thin. You get it? So with this kind of spoken word thing over here, I'm just going to actually show you how to make sure your vocals sound actually thick whenever after recording. You know that the recording is actually nice, but after mixing, you can actually hear that your vocals sound thin. You get it? So let's listen to this kind of spoken word by someone here, and he is an artist, a rapper, but he did it in a spoken word form. So we just did play the instrumentals over here, did a little bit of gain staging and some arrangement there. So let's just listen to it, then after that I just show you the trick and everything. So
I have been quiet a couple of years. People think I don't have talent because my colleagues are releasing more when I release only one track a couple of years. But that time I was a student. I take care of myself. The time I was schooling, I also pay rent without family help. So after my last paper, I decided to move to Accra and continue hustling because I was the stone the builders rejected. I didn't find it easy. 5 months without getting work to do. How will I get shelters, slippers, even food to eat? I go through pains, but the struggle of man begins at birth. Just take my principles and assure that if you remain true to them, the same people who made fun of you would come to admire you. This time around, I will prove that I have gift of God when it comes to adding words to make me feel happy. I am very intelligent for that one. Kofi, Saki.
okay, so you can actually hear that the vocals sound thick and warm, and also it's actually balanced with the beat. You get it? Yes. So the vocals is up front there. So a little trick that you're supposed to know. What you have to know is after recording, first of all, the recording is always the thing that you have to make sure you solve. So whenever you are recording, make sure if you want a thick vocals, you are close to the mic enough, not to get too bass vocal to get it, but sometimes just get close to the mic. If you are not shouting or speaking out or rapping or singing in a very loud voice, just get close to the mic. But if you are singing or rapping in a very loud voice, then you have to actually go back a little bit so that you wouldn't be distorting the vocals and everything. If the engineer is not actually controlling it with the mic gain over there, so just make sure you know the distance whenever you are actually recording. Yes, so let's say you've recorded a very nice clean vocals like this one. Let me solo it and listen to it. Clean nice vocals like this one.
I have been quiet a couple of years. People think I don't have talent because my colleagues are releasing more when I release only one track a couple of years.
So you can actually hear that it's a clean recorded vocals, right? So what I did is not just the normal processing, just EQ some part out, but because you want to take vocals, you need not to be cutting the low ends too much. If the vocals is actually thin, you don't have to be cutting, because this guy here has very bass sound, so that's why I cut the low ends around this range. But if so, it was supposed to be a female and the vocal is actually too thick when we recorded it, I wouldn't cut the low ends too much. Yes, just make sure I cut it in a certain level, then I leave it like that. But this thing, we recorded it well, and the vocals too is also thick, so how to make sure I reach this, and I think it was okay for us. So just a normal vibe, just know how you're actually cutting the low, and don't cut it too much to sound like a telephone or something. Like some people will move around,
But that time I was a student.
you get it, like radio something. Yes, so I just got it around 100 hertz, and it's okay.
I take care of myself.
It still have the vocals taste over there. And the next thing is compressing. You already know the work of the compressor. I didn't compress too much, around this 50 and the gain around 40. Yes.
Couple of years. People think I don't have talent because my colleagues are releasing
Without a compressor.
more when I release only one track a couple of years. But that time I was a student. I take care of myself. The time I was school.
You already know the work of the compressor, just to make sure the parts which were not recorded really loud should match out with the part that was recorded really loud, so that you will get an even volume over there. And I added another compressor here just to make things tight. Yes, our compressor from Waves, and these are the settings: fast attack and fast release with a ratio of 2.20 and a threshold of -14.8. And I push the gain around 4.0 just to make sure that things are tightened up and balanced with the beat.
It's a couple of years. People think I don't have talent because my colleagues are releasing more when I release only one track a couple of years. But that time I was a student. I take care of myself.
Okay, so after this, then I put a de-esser. You know the work of de-esser. Just take away those sibilances if they are too much and you want them out. De-esser works in that way. And the next one is before I show you the tray how to make sure it is thick, just let us go through the process. And now the last part, you get to understand why the vocal is thick. If your vocal doesn't sound thick, then you can actually use that step. So after processing it, this is how it goes. So I put this EQ here just to make sure I get a cut through of the vocal. The vocal should cut through and be up front for us. Yes, get a presence in the vocals together with the beat. So this is how I just brought the gain, brought the high ends around 2 decibels and around 12.5k. Yes, I boosted that part and cut the low ends. Yes, so this is the settings for this EQ. I didn't do too much on it. So the most wanted part of this tutorial, how to make sure that it is thick. I mean, your reverb plays a major role in this. Yes, after using the EQ to make sure you're not cutting too much of the low ends and everything, the reverb also plays a major role. So know how to set your reverb and everything so that your vocal will sound actually thick. So this is what I did. So I used a concert hall. Because it's a hall, the reverb will be too much if you just put it more than necessary. You get it? Yes. And there is not a singing vocal that you can actually add many more reverb in it. So it's a rap. Yes, so this is what I did. I brought the pre-delay around 25.5 milliseconds. Make sure my decay is not decaying around. I've done a whole lot of tutorial about reverb. You can check it on my channel and see it is not decaying at a very late seconds. You get it? So 2.54 seconds it's supposed to decay. The decay is supposed to just get out, and I cut the low ends around 320 Hz. You get it? So, and I controlled it around -18.72 because I wanted the vocals to be thick and also up front. You get it? I don't want the reverb to just wash away everything over here. So without the reverb on it, it sounds dry. That's how it is.
People think I don't have talent because my colleagues are releasing more.
And with the reverb on it,
when I release only one track a couple of years. But that time I was the student.
So you can actually hear that the vocal is also thick and it is also up front. The reverb is happening at its back. Let me say it that way. Yes. So you can hear the vocals and the reverb is actually surrounding it at the back. It's not inside it. You get it? So you have to control. But if I move it way up like this, listen to how it sounds. Like it has washed away the vocals.
I have been quiet a couple of years. People think I don't have talent because my colleagues.
When I bring it back to 18 minus 18, I think that was the perfect match for me. And I delay, just a normal delay settings to make sure it's actually in a humanizing way.
These are releasing more when I release only one track a couple of years. But that time I was the student.
So with this you can actually hear that. So know how to control your reverb. With that, after you EQ, you don't have to cut too much of your low ends using your EQ so that your vocal will sound thick. Compress it well. Then the reverb, know the amount of reverb you just, then your vocal will actually sound thick for you. So with the instrument, it sounds actually thick and upfront for us.
I take care of myself. The time I was schooling, I also pay rent without family help. So after my last paper, I decided to move to Accra and continue hustling because I was the stone the builders rejected. I didn't find it easy. 5 months without getting work.
Yeah, so that's that for today. If you like the video, make sure you thumbs up, comment down, then whatever you want us to learn together, comment and I'll get back to you. It's your working series straight from Busy Home Beat. I hope you like it. Yes, and I'm out.